Alright, so what is up? I will be giving y'all some feedback on the submissions that I got on Discord. I'm really looking forward to listening what you guys are making. Got a good amount of submissions, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna play through the entire track because some of them are pretty long tracks. But I'll try and listen to like the more like the drops, or like the good parts. And just as a disclaimer, I am not like a professional techno producer or a producer in general, so like take my criticism and my feedback lightly because I myself am still learning. So what like might not sound good to me could sound good to somebody else. And just don't take it personally if I like say something. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But I appreciate y'all submitting your tracks. I'm gonna start. Oh, also, if I totally like butcher your name, I'm sorry. Like, if I mispronounce it or if I say it the wrong way, then I apologize in advance. So yeah, let's just jump into it. And I'm just gonna start with the first track from Zenos, Envy. It's a psytrance track. Hopefully the audio comes through. I should have a good setup to where the audio comes through. So if you can't hear it, just let me know. All right. I'm not a psytrance producer. I don't really produce psytrance very much. That sounded awesome. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it sounds good. I think it sounds good. Maybe like a little bit more melodic elements. But again, I don't really know much about psytrance. I think it sounds good for that genre. The mixing sounded good. Maybe there was a little bit of muddiness in the low end, but I think it sounded pretty good overall. Okay, what is this? Is this a link? Is it gonna open up my browser? Alright, it opened it up in my other screen. I'm just gonna play the first track that you have. Alright, so the first thing I notice, PC ENR. The first thing I notice about your track, it sounds really good. Like melodically, I think it's doing really good, but the kick is just too. It's too dominating in the track. I think you need to like lower it a little bit, maybe trim it, so it's not so like subby, you know. Because I feel like it takes up too much of the space in the track. So I feel like you need to like tone it down so that like the ambient and melodic part of it can breathe a little bit more, because I feel like that's the focus of your track, is like the melodic and the ambient elements, but your kick isn't letting it like really shine, you know. So I would work on that. I would work on trying to get your kick like to sit a little bit better in the mix by either like lowering it or maybe doing like a short decay on the kick so it's not so boomy, if that makes any sense. But thank you for your submission. All right, let's go into. Hopefully, you guys could hear that. I'm not sure. Let me play it and check on. Yeah, y'all could hear it. Okay, let's go to the next one. Whoops. Alex Woon. Let's see what you got, Alex. That was great. That was awesome. Um, I think it sounded good. If anything, maybe the low end, like the bass line, might be a little bit too overpowering, but I feel like that's kind of the focus of the track. Um, I think it sounded good. Maybe just try to balance the low end a little bit better. Um, it sounds really compressed, which I guess is good, but maybe like loosen up a little on the compression. And then the intro was a little like confusing. Like I feel like it needs to build up a little bit better. The breakdown was good. The breakdown sounded good, but in the very beginning, the intro was a little like odd. It was a little bit off. So I think if you just work on that and like the arrangement for the introduction a little bit better, and the work on the mixing the low end a little bit, I think it'll be solid, man. But again, that's just my take on it. I could be wrong. Like either way, it sounded great. I think it sounded really good. You have a really, really great track. All right, let's go to X. Ferk music. I think I'm gonna have to play it on my other screen here. Ferk. Should I just choose any of your tracks here? I'm gonna go for your most recent one. It's called 2602. All right. From the looks of it and the sound of it, I think you just kind of hit record and started like messing with it, right? Like it's just a continuous like loop, pretty much. It's just like a continuous track. There's no like breaks. There's no build-ups. There's none of that. And like if that's the style you're going for, that's cool. But I think you definitely need to work on like arrangement and like arranging your track and getting the drops and getting the intro, getting the breakdown. Just to create some interest in the track, because like you start listening to it and it's just repetitive. Even if there is like new sounds coming in, it just kind of sounds all like jumbled together, if that makes any sense. And there definitely needs to be like some mixing, maybe a little bit more sidechain and some more EQing, because the sounds are kind of like fighting for space. But yeah, it sounded good either way. Like sounded good sound selection. It's just the arrangement and the way that you're like putting it out needs some work. But sounds good. Thank you for your submission, X or Ferk, whatever you go by, Ferk music. We got Vinnie. This is just a startup project. I'm a beginner with producing, so if anyone's got some feedback or tips, that would be appreciated. Well, let's see what you got. All right, that sounded awesome. I like it. I dig it. Um, I think if there was something I had to say, it'd be like the leveling, the volume of like some of the sounds are very like loud compared to others, like abruptly. Like it just kind of happens like boom, super loud sound, and then I feel like you got to work on that on the levels of like the sounds. Besides that, it sounds good. Like it's just the levels of the sounds. Like the kick it was a little bit too loud. That's a problem that I always have myself with my tracks. It's just that sometimes like my kick is just a little bit too overpowering, or the bass. Um, but yeah, I think it's just about getting the levels of the sounds to like go with each other, or maybe like fading sounds in and out with automations, or creating automations with the cutoff or things like that. But that was a good track, Vinny. Sounds awesome. BXN 001 data error. Let me read the chat real quick. Can I review a song that isn't yours? What do you mean? I'm just reviewing like anything that was submitted here. I'm probably gonna go to like music sharing because some people shared some other tracks here as well. Um, yeah, Vinny's track was dope. That was a good track, Vinny. Again, take my criticism lightly. Okay, don't take it personal or anything. Like, you keep doing whatever you're doing. This kind of reminds me of some of my like super old tracks. All right, that was a crazy track. That was a super crazy track. It's very a lot of saturation, a lot of distortion on the kick. I liked it the way it sounded here. Where is it? Like right there, it sounds clean, but you added the distortion, which I guess is part of like the style of the track that you're doing here. Maybe with a bass line, like because the kick seems to be like the only low end element. Maybe if it had like a bass line or something. Um, yeah, it sounds good. It just needs to be arranged a little bit better because it's very repetitive. Again, if it's that's the style that you're going for, then cool. Like you're definitely achieving it. But I feel like it needs automation for like volume automation because everything's kind of like already hitting hard. Like from the very beginning, it's loud, you know. So I feel like it needs some automation to kind of ease into like the main sound, if that makes any sense. But yeah, BXN 001. Thank you for your submission. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep making music. Let's see. John Cena, the GOAT gambler. Dogs and Kisses, Mr. Anjuna. New to techno production, made that while following Eterno's Anjuna video. Feedback and constructive criticism tips appreciated. Need to watch Eterno's video on mixing and mastering since I'm sure that needs work. Alright, let's see. Ooh, I like that. Yo, that's hard, bro. That's hard. I really like that drop. Ooh. Yeah, that's tight, bro. Hey, that's me right there. Yeah, it does need like a little bit mixing it a little bit better. But I think with you guys, super awesome. Like, it sounds tight, bro. You definitely, yeah. It's just the mixing, maybe like doing a little bit of a like EQing on the kick and like leveling the sounds a little bit better. But I thought it was super dope. I really like it. Good job, man. Good job. All right. What nationality am I? I am Mexican. I am 100% Mexican, and I am living in the United States. But yeah, I'm letting my hair grow out. I used to have long hair before, and then I cut it, but I'm like letting it grow out again. So thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, for sure. The leveling on the track needs some work on this one. Man, that drop was super dope. I really like the drop of that track. All right. Rosetti. It's my second psytrance track ever made. A little bland, but I think it works for a start. Let me know what you think and where I can improve. Again, I'm not a psytrance producer, so you gotta take my criticism lightly. That's nasty. Yo, I think you nailed it, bro. I think you for psytrance, I think you nailed it. That sounds pretty psytrance to me. That and the background, I dig it, bro. I dig it. Very acid, very acid sounding for sure. I think it was great. Like I said, I'm not a psytrance producer, but I think for that genre, I think you did a really good job. Um, let's see. Yeah, yeah, that was dope, man. Rosetti 01 nailed it. Scra. It's CRA, drifting apart. Hi everyone, this is my first melodic techno type track. I would love some honest feedback. Cheers. Alright, let's see what you got. I'm gonna skip to the drum. Alright, bro. That sounds great. Um, for me, I think it's kind of the same issues with like the one of the first tracks that I played here, which is that the kick is a little bit too overpowering, like it's eating up a lot of the space in the track. So I think maybe like cutting down the kick, like in terms of the decay, so it's not so boomy, or maybe doing some EQing or choosing like a different kick that like punches through but doesn't completely eat up the entire like low end of the track, because it doesn't leave everything sounds like it's squished together. It doesn't sound like it's open and um like it has space. It sounds very, how do you say it, like very, yeah, it just sounds very like squished together. It sounds good. I think you have a good sound selection, and you have a good concept and idea of the track, but I feel like it needs some better like mixing in terms of like EQing and just giving things their own space in the mix, you know. But it sounds good. Awesome. Thanks for your submission. Love the idea. I think the only change would be is to balance the kick a little more. Yeah, this guy for sure. Your melodies you could do with being a tad louder. Aside from that, I like it. Keep it up. Yeah, yeah. This guy. Yeah, you can hear it. It's very clear that like your kick is taking over like the entire track, pretty much. Hey, we got some new submissions here. Hey, Techno Gang, I was looking for some detailed feedbacks on this track made after watching Eterno's videos. Man, it's so cool that I like inspire people to make music, you know? Like, or that my like videos inspire some of y'all's tracks, which is super cool. Cool. Gee, that is fire. Yo, that was fire. That was great. That was amazing. Actually, that was really nice. Um, damn, that's probably my favorite one so far out of all these submissions. Like, that sounded really great. I don't know how you say this though. Sampin, Sam, Sam. Great job. Um, I think if there was one thing I would say is that like sometimes in some of the parts in your track, it sounds like you're building up to like a drop, and then it like doesn't go to a drop. Like it tricks you, you know. Like it goes like it's building up, and then like it just kind of like there's no like drop or anything. It just goes down to like a breakdown or something. So I think if anything, like maybe work on that, like not giving so much energy to where it feels like it's gonna go to something else and then it just kind of like falls off. But I think it sounds super dope, man. Like your sound selection on point. The arrangement sounds good, and mixing sounds good to me. Like I think it sounds good. But yeah, that was an awesome track, man. Thank you for your submission. That's so cool that I inspired this. Like that's awesome. All right, Sonder. Hey, I used to use that name before. Hell yeah, man. Um, yeah, I when I started producing music, like when I first started, I would use the name Sonder, but I like abandoned it because there was like some other Sonder that was way better than me, and I was like, yeah, I can't use that name. All right, let's see what you got. What does it say right here? It's not my song, but pads are huge inspiration. Could you see what you think? I was the guy who commented on the YouTube live chat. Okay, I don't know if I could play this because I don't want to get like a copyright strike. Like if it's not your track, like I don't know if I can play it, because I don't know if it's gonna give me like a copyright strike. So I'm sorry, but I can't play this. But if you want to submit one of your own tracks, like you totally can, and I'll review it if you're on right now and if you're watching this. But yeah, I don't know if I can play it because I don't want to get a copyright strike here on YouTube. All right, I'm gonna go into music sharing because I think somebody else had reviewed this one. I don't think this is their own track. My first techno song. Zenos, I already reviewed your track here. I think you were the first one. Yeah, Zenos. Um, I think that's it, you guys. I think that's it. Yeah. Well, that was pretty fun. This is my first ever video reviewing y'all's tracks. Again, just take my criticism lightly. I'm not like a professional myself. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, but I'm still nowhere near like being where I want to be. I still have a lot of work to do, but I appreciate y'all sending in your tracks and letting me give you feedback on them. They're all great. They all sounded great. Keep making music, keep making techno, keep making psytrance, keep expressing yourself in whatever way you want to express yourself. I'm all for it. Um yeah, I'm gonna end this live stream and then I'm gonna go live again like in a little bit. I'm just gonna like do some stuff real quick. I'm gonna go live again. Um and I'm just gonna make a track. I'm just gonna work on a techno track. I'm gonna use only stock plugin stuff. But yeah, if you are not a part of the Discord, you should join the Discord. I think hopefully the links are all working. I'm still trying to get used to like doing stuff on it. What is this? Let me check this out real quick. It's not showing. It's not showing a track. Yeah, sorry man, it's not showing the track. But yeah, I'll probably do this again at another point. So if y'all want to keep submitting your tracks, you can keep submitting your tracks, and then like maybe I don't know, like in a month or something, I'll accept more tracks in. So y'all, I'll make another video giving feedback. But let me see real quick the chat. I've been producing for a long time, man. I started maybe around 2008, probably in 2008. But I was doing like stuff like I was doing stuff like hard. What is it called? Like jump style, hard style. You know, when those genres were very popular, that's what I started producing. And And then I kind of stopped because I didn't have a laptop, I didn't have a computer, so I couldn't produce music anymore. And so I stopped making music for a couple years. And then when I really picked it back up and like really started like making music consistently, I was probably around 2016. So from 2016 to now, I've been making music like consistently, and I make a bunch of different genres, but I've been like sticking to techno probably for the past like 2 years. But I make all kinds of music, different genres, hip hop, uh, Latin music like cumbias or reggaeton, um, and then just experimental stuff. But yeah, it's been a while. It's a journey, man. Uh, but it's cool that like I finally was able. I got like a good PC setup and I got like a good like mic setup and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start like going live on YouTube. Maybe somebody can like pick up some stuff. You know, maybe some beginners that are barely like getting started with producing can learn a little bit something from like things that I do. And it seems like that's the case. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna go live again in a little bit. But yeah, thanks for your submissions and thanks for watching. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.